Are we live? Welcome to another fabulous rendition of Purely for This podcast. It's your host and your moderator. I'm Krista Don One. How y'all living? I'm living swell, struggle streaming, as well as subpar introduction. It's the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. Feel free. Be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Make sure the notification bell is select to all, as well as sharing this YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm with your friends, family, and followers. You can support the channel as well as financially support the channel. You can cash at me. My cash app name is I'm Krista Don One. You can also become a channel member. I really desperately seek, and Susan want at least 10 people to subscribe to my membership program. Just hit the join icon. I'm going to do a special live stream when I get 10 of you guys to do that. But anywho, without further ado, let's get into today's topic. But before we get into today's topic, once again, subpar intro. Feel free to check out the Dream content. She is kicking it over there. All right. Dream, if you're listening to this live stream, I do have to make an apology to you. Unfortunately, your boy could not listen to any of your fabulous videos. I was stuck on stupid busy. And I will get into some of the rest of your content that you've been uploading. You've been uploading some live streams as well as some content, as well as some YouTube shorts. So feel free to check my girl out. She is fabulous with the car content, particularly the car content news and information. Definitely give her a hard subscribe to her channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's topic, and we're going to have some fabulous topics, okay? The first topic is Tyrese. These are the signs of love making, all right? Tyrese is finding himself in a difficult situation with his ongoing legal case with his ex-baby mama. Now, this is the same baby mama that he promoted as his black queen. This is, even though she is not African American, this is the same guy that took a stance against black females, interracial dating. He preferred interracial dating over just dating African American women. Now, look, Tyrese is his own individual. He can do whatever he so please or desire. We're living in a free country. It is not shameful. It's not a crime. He's not doing anything illegal to live his best life. If he prefers a certain type of woman, then he deserves that certain type of woman. I do feel like his last wife. Now he does have I think he's dating a younger African American woman who has put him through the ringer in social media. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But as far as his ex-wife go, when I was researching these articles and the videos as well, she has her own business. She also has her own YouTube channel. And sounds like a very bright individual that if all things were equal, of course she can support herself as well as her child. And I feel like Tyrese, particularly the last few months, even before they took this to court, and I think this is in Georgia, he was on social media propping up his child that he has with this ex-wife, talking about buying this child a Maybach. I mean, this child doesn't even have a certified driver's license. Is not even old enough to get a driver's license. Not even old enough to vote. Okay, not even old enough to join the military if she wants to choose. Okay, um, and he got a lot of heat on social media about that. And Tyrese comes off as an individual that he's all in or all out, particularly, and he feels and he's loyal to the soil to a lot of people that he perceives that's loyal to the soil to him. And at one point, he was putting his ex-wife on the pedestal, talking about she's better than any woman that he, has dated. And like I said earlier, promoting this woman as a black queen, it really turned off a lot of some hardcore Tyrese fans who are African American women. But I think he had a meltdown after that statement, and then everyone presumes put him in the crazy category, the crazy pill category with Kanye West. I mean, people don't base their assumptions on Tyrese nor Kanye West on what they say or the actions that they take. And everyone has a built-in hook, line, sinker excuse with Kanye and Tyrese, saying that, look, Ye and Tyrese, they say, look, these guys are cray. At the end of the day, we're going to have to support them because they are our black kings. They are African American, and we, as an African American community, we support our celebrities through the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right. No matter if they don't even support us. And that's the same type of theory that's the same type of thing we have been doing throughout our generation in our African American culture. We have supported celebrities such as Michael Jackson, and we will make built-in excuses of why Michael Jackson preferred to hang around children. All right, just like Whitney Houston. uh, we make built-in excuses on her bizarre behavior, and then when we found out that she was under the influence of certain drugs, and we would make built-in excuses for her as well. So we have done this throughout the course of time. All right, even Abraham Lincoln, even though he's not, he was a Caucasian male, but he supported the African Americans having rights and having free and being free. And Abraham Lincoln loved the dark, beat, loved to be in some sexual activities with African American women. But we put it to the side because we always have a built-in excuse. Well, he's fighting the good fight for us, because without him, as well as others, we wouldn't be free. All right. So that's the same thing that's going on with Tyrese. Tyrese is a mega star. Has several hits in R&B. Has some great songs. Is a talented human being. But at the same time, and I've said this last week, some people have a hard time separating the individual from their achievements. Some people have a hard time separating the individual from his or her talent. And I made an example of R. Kelly. R. Kelly was a bright individual that made crazy amount of hit songs, had broken records in the music industry, has helped other groups as well as other artists to add an extra layer of success for them. He was the king of R&B for a reason. But everyone trashed his music, trashed his accomplishments because of R. Kelly, the individual. I feel like both the art as well as R. Kelly can be separated. I think you can enjoy what R. Kelly brought to us music wise, and you can also not condone R. Kelly the individual, and that's why R. Kelly is locked up in prison. So you can separate the two. They both don't have to be mutually the same. Okay, you don't have to denounce his talent as well as denounce the individual. And that's what I feel like the same rule applies with Tyrese. I think you can separate Tyrese's accomplishments in film, television, as well as music, and separate that from Tyrese, the individual. But nevertheless, let's get into the crux of what's going on with Tyrese. And there was a lot of videos leaked, and apparently this judge and Tyrese uh, are not on the same page. I don't think the judge respects Tyrese, and I don't think Tyrese respects the system of child support. And allow your brother to explain. I think this judge has, has had a hidden agenda. I mean, I think this judge has taken it in some situations personally with Tyrese and Tyrese behavior. It is displayed in Tyrese behavior in court. It seems like Tyrese is just, not really concerned about the system. He's not concerned about the court, or concerned about the judge, or even concerned about his ex-wife. And you can clearly see it in his body language and in his eyes. Like, he has that look of, why am I here? All right. And I'm just being very nice. I really think Tyrese feels like he doesn't even belong here. And he has a disdain for the system of child support, of court. And I think he has an axe to grind with this judge. And this judge has a disdain for Tyrese. And I feel like it's a lot of complex layers. I feel like, first and foremost, this judge has an issue with Tyrese because, in a way, Tyrese is disrespecting the judge and the system. Sometimes you have judges. I mean, a lot of these judges take their job very, very seriously, and they also feel like they're doing great, great work with humanity and society. And they feel like their court, the laws that they are abiding to and making sure that everyone else is abiding to is important. And they don't want their court or the system treated as a three-ring circus. And also, I feel like this judge, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like this judge has been searching Tyrese, and someone in the judge's family has told this judge about Tyrese, particularly his action and his behavior on social media. So there's like fingerprints of social media about Tyrese: good, bad, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I feel like a lot of people are pointing to and clinging on Tyrese's bad behavior on social media. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come across and say that, Tyrese hasn't done anything wrong. It's social media. You shouldn't take social media that seriously. But I do feel like your actions and what you say gives a full perspective and a full understanding about you. For example, if you go on social media and say you're a Republican, if you retweet and like the activities and the community of being a Republican, a lot of people are going to assume that you are a Republican. All right. So that's the same message with Tyrese. Tyrese, have done a lot of great things. uh, had a lot of great accomplishments, but I think those things are being overshadowed over the 5-10 second clips of Tyrese, the ugly side of Tyrese on social media. And now, when I say ugly side, he hasn't done anything criminally wrong, but you know, pretty much it comes off as when he was married to this woman, it came off and was preceded as, he, wants to date outside his marriage, and he feels like black women are, he has sort of a disdain for black women. And like I said before this stream started, I feel like you have a right to an opinion, no matter how ridiculous or stupid it is. You have a right to your own beliefs, and we're living in a free country. You have a right to date whoever you want to date, okay? But at the same time, please don't denounce other cultures. And a lot of black women perceive that as him, just killing the black woman. All right. So you have that there. So Tyrese has that going on. Then, and he's also had issues with with his current girlfriend. Now, I don't think he doesn't like his current girlfriend, but there's been a lot of 5-10 second clips of his current girlfriend making statements or saying things that really doesn't represent or put Tyrese in the best light. For example, the most recent clip of his this new girlfriend is she preferred Paul Walker, R.I.P. to Paul Walker. She was more infatuated with Paul Walker than Tyrese. Now, I know this is a comedy skit. They was doing a skit. It can come off and perceive, and I know but to others, it could be another fingerprint of who actually Tyrese is. And I think it was a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, there was on again, off again, and a lot of people, particularly on social media, uh, this girl was undiscovered. No one really knew nothing about his current girlfriend until he started trophy wifing the girlfriend around on social media. Taking her out to different events. Shaving her cooch, worshiping this girl, a black woman, and a lot of, particularly in the black culture, perceive that as him simping. Um, and some people feel like there was some an underlying agenda of trying to put it out there that Tyrese does in fact love black women. Okay. So you got those two things working for Tyrese. Now, at the end of the day, I don't think Tyrese hates black women. I don't want anyone to think that that's what I'm drawing a conclusion to. I do feel like Tyrese, as a free man, he can date whoever he wants to date, but at the same time, you can promote whatever you want to promote, and you can promote whatever you want to believe, but don't do it at the cost of belittling another culture, another race, another gender. All right. If there's a lot of things you can like about a certain person or a certain activity or a certain culture, but don't denounce other cultures to step on other cultures to build up the things that you like. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. So Tyrese is in court, and Tyrese is telling the judge that this child support is way too much. Now, his ex-wife won a judgment towards Tyrese. Tyrese going to have to pay a lot of money of child support, as well as he has to pay the cost of these lawyers that was representing his ex-wife. And Tyrese is in court in contempt, and he prefers not to pay this amount. Now, a lot of people are saying that maybe he can't afford it. Tyrese did issue a statement saying it's not the fact of whether or not he can afford it. He said, obviously, I can afford it, but he feels like uh, a lot of women are weaponizing the child support system, and the child support system needs to be changed uh, in a way where it's mutually in favor for the male as well as the female, and this has been going down since the beginning of time. Beginning of child support. Let's just take it a little closer to that, whereas sometimes it can perceive as being one-sided, and you have to understand, back in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and yes, in the 80s, it should be set up that way because men back then had their choice of what jobs they wanted. They had their choice of what schools they want to graduate from. They, it was a man's world, like James Brown said. This is a man's world, and it was hard for a woman to be promoted into these high paying jobs or high paying salaries when they were not getting these promotions because the men were getting these promotions. All right. A lot of these Fortune 500 companies, before they became Fortune 500 companies, hired who, the boss hired who represented them, which is the majority of these majority of these franchises are owned by white men. So who do they want as vice presidents, presidents, CEOs? Well, of course, white men. Now, it was difficult for women to prove that they can run these Fortune 500 companies as well. Other cultures of men had difficult times getting these promotions. But not as seriously as women. So that's why the child support was set up. Child support was set up so women they knew that there was a problem. Women could not get these high tier paying jobs. They were not getting promoted or bumped up. A lot of these the workforce was majority male, so it was kind of hard for a woman back then to get these high paying jobs and live their best life. It was rare. It was very rare for a woman to get up the ladder, so to say. So, men back then were making the most money, was making more money than women. So that's the reason why child support was set up. And then there were some women that preferred not to be in the workforce. They just rather just be housewives. And that's what marriage is. Back then, it was typical that the man, goes out and work and earns a living, earns their keep, was able to pay the bills and things of that nature. And the woman took care of the house. She took care of the children. She took care of the responsibilities of the children, the responsibilities of the house. And that was the working family back then. Now, not so much. Okay. Now the woman can be the breadwinner. Okay. And the man can be the house male, sort of like the housewife, but the house male, and he takes care of it. Can the responsibilities can shift now more so than they did back then. So that's the reason why child support was formed in the first place. But as everything else in our society, it comes with changes. You have to change with the times. And child support is slowly changing with the times. It's still a method of, if of the woman getting 60 or whatever percent of that male salary, and not as not often the woman can just stay at home. And the man, even though he's no longer married to her, still has to support her. All right. So child support has not changed with the times. Now some men, some women would tell me that it nor it should change. And there's some men out there that would probably say it should change with the course of time. But like my dad always say, it is what it is. And some people have, gone on the record on multiple live streams saying, well, that's why marriage is dying off. No one wants to get married because there's too much risk in being married. uh, and that's possibility, and that's true. I don't want to get into divvy off into that discussion because that's another time for another live stream for someone else, okay, to do, but not your boy. But that's why when you look at this amount that Tyrese owes, and he's fighting a conjunction to oversee this, and it may lead to him going to another court or going back to court to this same judge. But I feel like Tyrese needs to change some things before he takes this back to court. I think he needs to change his image on social media. I think he does. I think he needs to do less of social media. I think also Tyrese needs to stop talking about his private and personal business on social media. I also think Tyrese should not promote things that people are going to be alarmed about and be narrow or be one-sided about. Like, he was promoting the fact that he was going to give his daughter a Maybach, and his daughter's not even old enough to get a driver's license. His daughter is still a child. Okay. So he needs to curb that behavior and curb those antics on social media. I think less is more with Tyrese on social media, because when you have stories like this, to the rest of the world, to the 9 to 5 people in the world, they can't identify to you. They think you're just another crazy black guy with enormous money and have some influence and have some power, and you're just drunk over your power and your influence and your money, and you can't see the forest from the trees. All right. So I think Tyrese needs to um check himself before he wreck himself. I think when he takes this to court the second time around, he needs to stay off of social media. I think his legal team needs to attack this in a different way. Um, I think I think particularly what he said to TMZ, uh, is not the fact that he can't pay this amount. He just feels like it's unfair. He also said in the court, when he was explaining his side of the story, he said, well, um, if she was the breadwinner and I wasn't, I wouldn't be in the predicament or in these circumstances. So I think at the end of the day, one or two things are going to happen with this case. Either Tyrese is going to somehow, well, maybe Tyrese's ex-wife and her attorneys will probably settle to something where they're still getting, a lot from the judgment, but not as much. And Tyrese can settle with them with the terms and things of that nature. That's one way of handling it, or the next way is just taking it to court and taking your chances. I don't think Tyrese is going to win, but it is what it is. So good luck to Tyrese. Good luck to his ex-wife. I'm pretty sure they're gonna figure this thing out. All right. But moving on. The next topic of the discussion we're going to be talking about in the next couple of seconds is Jada Pinkett Smith. So let's just pause for the cause till we get to the 30-minute mark. Thank you. So, Jada Pinkett Smith Red Table Talk has been canceled. All right. This premiered on Facebook Live. Facebook was trying to now it's called Meta, but at the time it was Facebook. Facebook was getting into the exclusive content, um, where you can only watch this content on utilizing their service. Red Table Talk was on this Facebook TV subscription thing. Tom Brady TV was on there as well. Those are the two biggest ones that I know about. I'm pretty sure they had other programming, other exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else on social media other than Facebook. Now it's called Meta. And her Red Table Talk show has been canceled from Meta. And a lot of people are wondering why now a lot of people are trying to put two and two together, saying that they had low ratings ever since that incident where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and then after that there was Red Table Talk was less and less interesting. I feel like if you're going to gravitate and draw strings to that conclusion, you really wasn't watching this from start to finish, and you really don't got a pulse or an understanding of what's going on. So Facebook, and the thing about Facebook is, it, every time they introduce something new to Facebook, they introduce it as a tier, or something new that is not fully Facebook, not fully Meta. It's something, and it's always comes off as an experiment. I can go further back when Facebook was in streaming, live streaming, games, video games, into these sort of like Twitch streamers. And Facebook said, okay, Twitch is making a lot of buku money doing this. Let us get into this action. And at one point, they were trying to recruit Ninja and Dr. Disrespect to their platform. Nothing never materialized, but they did introduce the software. They did introduce, and they did sign some content creators that are into gaming, that's into streaming live video games. But it didn't last long enough for a cup of coffee. They got rid of it real fast, real quick, because they were losing money. And that's where they came with the subscription ideal, sort of like Apple Plus, sort of like Paramount Plus, where it's an extension to Facebook, now known as Meta, where it's not part of it, it's just a leg of it, and it's just another source and another way of promoting Meta, and two, getting a piece of the pie. Now, like I said, they signed, the only two names that I know of that they signed was Tom Brady TV and Jada Pinkett Smith Red Table Talk. I'm pretty sure they had others. And the funny thing about Facebook / Meta, they started off as a leg, but it's like an experimental leg where they'll budget a certain amount of money to entice content creators to come over to their platform. All right. And once they sign these content creators, they promote, of course, Meta. Well, Facebook / Meta promotes their products, promotes their service to these shows, and then once they get their investment in it, they quickly disband and discontinue the service. When you're dealing with Facebook and when you're dealing with Meta, nothing is long term over there. Only thing that's long term is Facebook, Instagram, and the Meta service. That's pretty much it. Everything else can go. All right. They're not fully committed in streaming, live stream video game, having content creators trying to uh, outbid Twitch or YouTube to get these the big, more successful content creators that stream video games. They're not into that. They'll provide the service, but they're not into that. Now they will have an introduction phase when they're introducing this side of it. And if it means that they have to sign a deal to get a Ninja, to get a Dr. Disrespect, they will do it, but for a short time and a short term. And once they get their end game goal out of it, they get rid of it, but they still provide the service. And that's the same thing with Facebook TV / Meta. They wanted to do their own programming because they see what Apple TV is doing. They see what Paramount Plus is doing. They see what Hulu is doing. They see what Netflix is doing, Amazon, what they're doing, even Disney Plus, what they're doing. And I did make a video talking about this, how a lot of these streaming service giants, the struggle is real, and they're trying to um, get more bang for their buck for their streaming services. A lot of these streaming services are the struggle is real. And that's why you may see a lot of streaming services um, pairing up with other streaming services to make ends meet, or having their content introduced on other streaming services platforms to bundle them together, or to have some of their content on other platforms to make money. Because streaming services were like the NFTs. Everybody wanted to get into the NFT game. Everybody was making money over fist over the NFT game. And then what happened? When the bottom fell out of NFTs, everybody was broke. Everybody was on scramble mode. They were trying to get some of their money back. And that's similar to what Facebook / Meta is doing to Facebook TV. Facebook TV, have you noticed in the past 6 months, they haven't even promoted Facebook TV. And two, I feel like Jada Pinkett Smith is a big name. And and they didn't mind forking over the money for Jada Pinkett Smith to do Red Table Talk and exclusively do it for Facebook TV. But their end game was to get Will Smith part of Red Table Talk. And they were thinking of the type of money that they could secure for not only having Will Smith part of Red Table Talk, but then they can parlay other deals with Will Smith, with Facebook / Meta and Will Smith. Maybe he can, do a reality show, or maybe doing a movie to bolster Facebook TV. And that was the end game. And what happened? That end game got derailed because Jada Pinkett Smith got a little messy and a little cray-cray. She started talking about her personal life, started promoting about her kids, promoting about her mother, and it was more about them and less about Will Smith. The only time they incorporated Will Smith was the entanglement thing, and that was a bad look for the Smiths as well as Facebook / Meta. And that just did not go too well. All right. And now, Will Smith is getting some backlash from, smacking, going on the Oscars, going on stage on the Oscars and smacking Chris Rock, all because of a joke. And it makes Will Smith, and Will Smith comes off as someone who's thin skinned. And remember what I said about Tyrese? Remember what I said about Kanye West? Now, Will Smith is a part of, a black man who has a lot of influence, has a lot of control, has a lot of money, went cray-cray or had a mental breakdown. Not to mention Kyrie Irving was part of this at one time, and that's pretty much the destruction of that individual. Now, Will Smith has made some strides. He came out with a movie called Impeachment or Infatuation. I forgot the name of the movie. It sounds like a great movie. It started. It first premiered on Apple Plus. I think Will Smith is going to have some more content, and he's going to have a partnership with Apple Plus. And if you look at Apple Plus and Will Smith, they're struggling to keep their heads above water. Apple Plus, ever since they introduced this subscription service, out of all the subscription services, Apple Plus is hard for them to keep their subscription numbers. Matter of fact, if you have an iOS device, I have an iOS device, they are parlaying this deal where you can sign up to Apple Plus and you can get 3 months free. Now, haven't seen anything on Apple Plus that I'm interested in. A Will Smith movie did premiere. It's like a time exclusive deal on Apple Plus, but then it went to the movie theaters, and it sounds like it, and it looks like a great movie that's going to be heavily nominated. I don't know if, and it's a possibility Will Smith can win an Oscar, but unfortunately he's banned from the Oscars as far as attending. So I don't know how that dynamic is going to work. Maybe someone that represents Will Smith will pick up his award and send his condolences or whatever. I don't know how that's going to work. But nevertheless, Apple Plus is struggling. And Will Smith and they call and they're struggling, and Will Smith struggling. So I don't know if this was a brilliant move from Will Smith's agent or Will Smith himself saying, look, help me help you, and vice versa. So Will Smith has parlayed a deal with Apple Plus to premiere his movie first over there. That did great wonders for Apple Plus short term, and that's producing something very positive for Will Smith on social media. So Will Smith has been on dark mode on social media. Normally he'll come out with these funny clips on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. He's and he even has Will Smith has his own YouTube channel, and the content is he's really in dark mode. He hasn't been uploading a lot of content, and when he does upload content, it may be something he's endorsing, or maybe something to let the world know that that's coming up next for Will Smith. But Will Smith has also separated himself publicly and privately with Red Table Talk. And this comes to my third point. I feel like the real, Facebook and Facebook/Meta is saying, look, he's not promoting Red Table Talk. That was the whole purpose why we did this deal with Jada Pinkett Smith, to perhaps get Will Smith into more clips. He's not doing it, and the ratings are struggling. Plus, we don't want to funnel any more money in Facebook TV because, like I said, Facebook/Meta, they introduce things to technology or to the social media culture, and they don't stay on it much longer or promote it much longer or want to invest much longer. And then they're 88 out the gate, and then they cancel it, or they sell it to someone else. So that's what's going on with Jada Pinkett Smith. I mean, Jada Pinkett Smith has had some bad press. Jada Pinkett Smith doesn't look like someone that can promote a product or endorse a service or content. No one's not really into Jada Pinkett Smith. And when Pinkett Smith was at her apex, the only real reason why people were interested in Jada Pinkett Smith was because she was married to Will Smith. And now that dynamic is not working. Not the marriage, but her to parlay deals on social media. Obviously, you can see that Will Smith doesn't want any doesn't want to work with his wife. Doesn't mind staying married to his wife, but doesn't want to work with his wife. So there's like a separation as far as entertainment go, and people know if they want to do business with Jada Pinkett Smith, people fully know that Will Smith is not going to be a part of it. So that's why no one has came a knocking for Red Table Talk to move to another platform. Uh, she was hoping Netflix may be interested in it. Nope. Hulu, nope. And that's not even their MO. Paramount, she's too toxic. She's too radioactive right now. Definitely not Disney. Disney has this family run type of atmosphere. They want you to be squeaky clean. Jada Pinkett Smith is not squeaky clean. Okay. She's, dating younger men outside her marriage. She has an open marriage with Will Smith. Yes, Will Smith, I'm pretty sure Will Smith has went out there and dabbled with some younger women. But the difference between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, even though there's an understanding, there's a mutual agreement with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith that it's okay that if Jada Pinkett Smith, if you want to date all the young men you want to, whatever, and I'm gonna date all the young women I want to, but I feel like there was an underlying agreement with them too, as long as they don't sully each other, as long as what they do outside their marriage don't get out publicly, it's all good in the hood. Even though there was a lot of like Entertainment Tonight and a lot of these uh, entertainment platforms, gossip platforms, for saying that Will Smith was fooling around with this female, that female, whatever. But the publicist, the agent, or the actress, or even Will Smith didn't confirm nor deny the story. Were definitely denying the story, but no one had proof. The only reason why Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina, only reason why that came into light, they had proof. August Alsina, was a struggling musician. Well, what will get you off the ground and out of struggle mode? Letting the world know that you once, bumped the uglies with Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, so this thing was, and ever since he let the world know that him and Jada Pinkett Smith had an affair, it didn't go too well, and it got real ugly for Jada Pinkett. It was always ugly for Jada Pinkett Smith. I feel like people didn't mind doing business with Jada Pinkett Smith, but at an arm length. And the only person Hollywood was willing to do business with the Smiths were Will Smith. And now, since that incident with Chris Rock, plus you're still tied to the hip with Jada Pinkett Smith, a lot of Hollywood is not knocking at the door for Will Smith. A lot of production companies, studios, networks wanted to do business with Will Smith because look at what Will Smith can generate for your platform, particularly in the movie world. He was at one point the top dog in Hollywood. Everybody wanted Will Smith in every project. And now, if you look at Hollywood today, not a lot of companies are interested in Will Smith. Like the older studios would love to do business with Will Smith. For these up and coming new studios, they have the pick of the litter of anybody they want to choose to do their next project for. All right. So Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith show is canceled. There's no network or streaming service that's interested in bringing Red Table Talk to their platforms. So I feel like the only way Jada Pinkett Smith is going to go is independent. She probably have to start a YouTube channel and do Red Table Talk from there. But is the viewership is going to follow her? Okay, is obviously she's going to promote products there. Are those corporations willing to do business with Jada Pinkett Smith as far as promoting their products there? We shall see. I do feel like the YouTube audience is different from a streaming service audience. The streaming service audience don't mind paying to see their content, but they have other content to gravitate to. It's just not Red Table Talk. They can, if they subscribe to Facebook TV, they got other content creators that are providing content for that platform. But when Jada Pinkett Smith creates her YouTube channel, is nothing else is going to be promoted but Red Table Talk. Is Red Table Talk enough for people to pay for it by itself? And I say the answer is no. And that's why the YouTube audience is different from the subscription paying audience. I do feel like the YouTube audience would subscribe to Red Table Talk as long as Jada Pinkett Smith caters to that audience. And there's a large portion of that audience that likes the gossip, that likes the messiness. Um, and she's going to have to please that audience if she wants subscribers. I guarantee if she goes to YouTube, her first 3 videos is going to be something messy. It's going to be something from her past, or she's talking about someone else messiness or gossip. And I guarantee it's going to generate tons and tons of views and subscribers. So it's not going to be something that's borderline, a borderline topic. If she brings Red Table Talk to YouTube, she's going to have to. I feel like her next 3 to 6 videos are going to be messy gossip type of things that people always wanted to know about Jada Pinkett Smith, and people would subscribe to her YouTube channel. Okay. Which, it is what it is. I don't think Red Table Talk as a platform is interesting for people to subscribe to, for a subscription audience to subscribe to, but I do think there's a little bit there for a YouTube audience to subscribe to. So it would not surprise me to see her take her show on the road and go to YouTube. I'm pretty sure she wants a big figure deal with YouTube, maybe promote Red Table Talk for YouTube TV. I don't think YouTube is totally in the driver's seat as far as promoting, as far as sending Red Table Talk to YouTube TV. I do feel like if she just creates a simple YouTube channel, then she's full blown. She's independent. I don't think she can, like, as far as a listening podcast, I don't think there's anyone out there that wants to listen to Red Table Talk. I feel like there's an audience out there, but is it a big enough audience where she can broker a deal with Spotify or iTunes or wherever you get your podcast indulgement from, do exclusive content for just that audience? Then I say no. She just doesn't have enough people demanding to see her service. So yeah, this is it's going to be very tricky for Jada Pinkett Smith. But congratulations, even though her show's been canceled, it doesn't mean it's the end. It could be the start of something as far as her independence, and now she can promote wherever she wants on her YouTube channel. Now, I will say this, I'm pretty sure she's going to read the terms and services of YouTube. I don't think if she wants ad play running and generating on her platform, then she's going to have to meet those requirements. If she wants people to join her membership program, it has to be content that people are willing to pay to see. I don't think she's that controversial, interesting. Well, I don't think she's that interesting, controversial like a Joe Budden is. But I do feel like people do want to hear what she has to. People do want to know what goes on in their household. But I feel like a lot of that content you already know about from Red Table Talk when it was on Facebook TV. I mean, she's not going to talk about the same thing twice that you already know about. Obviously, Will Smith is not going to make an appearance on Red Table Talk if it's fully on YouTube. He's not going to do that. So you're going to have to exclude him from the conversation. If you look at their kids, we know everything about their kids. We know their preferences. We know everything about their kids. So you already pillaged through that type of stuff. And I don't think Jada Pinkett, there's two things about Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't think she's interesting enough for people want to know more about Jada Pinkett Smith. And I just don't think she has enough stories to parlay to the point where people want to subscribe and listen to more stories concerning Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay? Because everything that's Jada Pinkett Smith topic related, we've been there and done that. She talked about Tupac. She was once dating Tupac. She even talked about how if Tupac was still alive, she would be with Tupac. She even talked about how Tupac was more masculine than Will Smith. Okay, so you already done went there with the Tupac angle. I mean, there's no other stories to talk about concerning Tupac, unless you want to talk about the times y'all were intimate. Okay, she, if you look at, her other, she dabbled into music, but there's no interesting stories music wise where she done collaborated with anybody like a Prince or a Michael Jackson or an R. Kelly or anything that's controversial or popular in the music industry. She never collaborated with any male or female artists that are popular or controversial. So you got, as far as Hollywood goes, she hasn't been in really any groundbreaking movies. Yeah, she was in the Matrix franchise movies. Okay. I don't think there's anyone that's interested in her time on the set with the Matrix. I mean, in the Matrix franchise, uh, you know, maybe she can talk about she had an affair with a thing with Keanu Reeves or Fishburne. I mean, I don't know. I want to say his name was Larry Fishburne. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about, okay? So she, if you look at that, she hasn't done anything like that. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there's a huge audience of people that's interested in Jada Pinkett Smith that way. I don't think she had that important of a lifestyle. Okay. But yeah, that's all we got for Jada Pinkett Smith. I wish her the best. We're going to transition from Jada Pinkett Smith to Don Lemons. But before we get into that, if you done made it this point, an hour into this, please feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. If you want to support the channel even further, hit the join membership program. Remember, membership has its privileges. And like I said in the beginning, I want a large audience for my subscription membership program, and I will do exclusive content for you guys and you guys only. All right. But moving on. And also hit the links in the description below. All right. We're going to go into, and we're in the 1 hour point. We're going to talk about Don Lemons. Okay. Don Lemons earlier this week was fired at CNN. All right. Terms have not been disclosed. That was earlier this week. We still don't know why he was hired. I mean, why he was fired. Uh, a lot of people are pointing out to a lot of things he have said on his show about certain individuals, about women in general, about politics in general. Um, a lot of people are pointing to a lot of different things. And mostly to what he said on his show. Um, he got into it with a co-worker there at CNN. It went way too long, but eventually cooler heads prevailed, and they both mutually apologized, sort of say. Now, Don Lemons released a statement saying that he's separating from CNN. CNN mutually said the same thing. Um and a lot of people, CNN as well as Don Lemons, they're not in their statements, they didn't say anything about the F word. And the F word is you're fired. Okay. CNN is not saying that they fired him. Don Lemons is saying that he didn't get fired, he didn't get shit canned from CNN. But this is one of them moments where I think I better let you go. Let him go. CNN done fired Don Lemons. Oh, no. Ooh. I think we better let him go. Let him go. Anywho, Don Lemons, he just got fired. And it's a head scratcher. Still to this day, no one knows why he got fired. I think I have a reason what's transitioning with Don Lemons. And not only that, there was another broadcaster who was let go by Fox News. We report, you decide. He got let go on the same day Don Lemons got let go. And after that individual from Fox News got let go, their ratings have been tanking. All right. Um, I think, and I feel like this is sort of like the situation with Jada Pinkett Smith. There, you know, there's some things in the mechanisms of what I said about Jada Pinkett Smith that do apply to this story. Some things, not everything, but some things. All right. Allow your brother to explain. All right. So, first and foremost, I don't watch Don Lemons. I've heard about Don Lemons. I've seen some snippets here and there. But I haven't watched a full show of Don Lemons. I haven't listened to anything related to Don Lemons. And same thing goes for this other individual on Fox News, because these are political shows. And the funny thing about entertainment is the two dimensions you do not want to go into, and if you do go into them, have an exit strategy to uh, immediately leave from, is politics and religion. Politics and religion. And I remember when I first began this YouTube channel, I told you guys, I told my day one subscribers, the two things I'm not going into is politics and religion, because you get so many extremists on both sides of the argument that fully believe in what they believe in, and they're radical. They have radical thinking, they're illogical, and it's just polarizing, particularly with religion and politics. So I don't really go down this path, but when I do go down this path, I I go down this path very lightly. All right. And I don't want to stay on this path much longer. But I feel like the reason why they got rid of, and I feel like it's the same thing with this individual on Fox News, but we're gonna focus on Don Lemons. I think the reason why he lost his job is they utilized John Lemons as a weapon, similar to what Facebook TV/Meta did with Jada Pinkett Smith. They utilized them as a weapon to arm themselves as far as ratings goes, because they said the right things to both sides of the fence. You got one side of the fence that says, that's why I hate them, I can't stand them, but I'm going to continue to watch them. And then you have the other side of the fence that says, oh, I fully support them, I embrace them, that's why I continue to watch them. Similar to like what Jason Whitlock. There's a love-hate relationship with Jason Whitlock. You got people on one side of the fence that hates Jason Whitlock's guts, and you got people on the other side of the fence that love Jason Whitlock, but they still watch him. Both sides of the fence watches Jason Whitlock, and that's why Jason Whitlock continues to have a job. Okay, Candace Owens. That's why the reason why she's so controversial and so popular is because you got one side of the fence that hates her guts, but they still watch and listen to everything she says. And you got people that are in full agreement with Candace Owens that will continue to support her and watch her. You understand how this works, folks. It doesn't matter if you hate the end of this. It doesn't matter about the content creator. If you hate the content creator or if you like the content creator, as long as you continue to come in and watch said content creator, it doesn't matter how you got there. It really matters, are you still watching them? And that's what CNN did with Don Lemons. A lot of people, Don Lemons had that love-hate dynamic where people that couldn't stand him would watch him every night. People that loved him and support him would watch him every night. And in the beginning, CNN was cool with it. They were fine with it because they were making their money hand over fist. All right. Don Lemon said a lot of controversial things about Donald J. Trump. The ratings were through the roof. You had people that were supporters of Donald Trump that hated Don Lemon's guts. All right? But they still watched him. And you still had his supporters that continue to watch him. Don Lemons got a little bit too big-headed when it's one thing as a content creator, you know why they come and watch you. You know that your haters, it doesn't matter if they're haters or if they're your fans, as long as they continue to support you and watch you, that should be the point. That should matter the most. But Don Lemons was believing the hype and got too big-headed. He started to be way too opinionated. And to the point of he just, the biggest portion of his audience were women. A lot of women gravitated to Don Lemons in the early stages. Black women, white women, Latino women, European women, women in general in the beginning of Don Lemons supported Don Lemons through the good, through the bad. A lot of women and there was a lot of women that would be in disagreement with Don Lemons, but be civil about it and say, at the end of the day, he is a supporter of the women's movement. But Don Lemons got way too comfortable He started thinking people were watching him because of him, not because of the controversial topics that you covered and shared your thoughts and opinions about. But he thought he was living way too comfortable. He was thinking the real reason why people were subscribed to him and watching his show was because of him, the individual, not him being controversial, being a disruptor. He started looking at his viewership as viewers. He didn't go beyond that. He didn't care if the majority of his viewers were female. He didn't care if the majority of his viewers were African American. He didn't care if the majority of his viewers were uh, were white. He didn't care of what type of politics you believed in. He didn't care if you was a Democrat supporter, a Republican supporter, an independent supporter. He didn't at he didn't care about that when it went closer to the end. He just looked at his audience as his audience just loves him, the individual. What Don Lemons failed to realize is the real reason why he started getting ultra popular is because of the controversial things he said on his show, the controversial topics that he wasn't too scared to talk about. That's why people started gravitating to Don Lemons. But Don Lemons did not understand that. He started thinking of himself as a star. And that's when the wheels started falling off. That's when he started going to the shows, particularly at the end, you know, being big headed and saying, well, I can say whatever I want to say. And that cost him. That cost him his viewership. And now Don Lemons isn't making the same viewership he was making in the early stages when he was ultra popular, when people called him fearless, when people called him the woke movement. See, a lot of people seem to forget about the early part of Don Lemons. Now, when you look at Don Lemons now, he's a side character of what he once used to be. And remember what I said earlier in this live stream. I feel like ultimately the majority of viewers, they cannot separate the talent from the artist. Sometimes just the majority of your people mutually put them two as one. Like if you have to like the artist to like the talent. You can dislike the artist but like the talent that they're producing. Don Lemons got way too big headed, and when he lost his command with the viewership and the ratings started dropping, CNN they are a network that believes in this model. There's a lot of networks, a lot of successful networks believe in this model. I'd rather get rid of you 6 months early than stay with you 6 months late. I'd rather just cut my losses right now, early 6 months, than wait 6 months later, and now it's costing me not only my money, but it's also costing me my brand, my identity. A lot of successful networks, there's a reason why a lot of these networks go on and on and on. CNN was popular back then. CNN is popular right now, and CNN is going to be popular 20 years from now. That's why you're never going to hear any movement of CNN merging with another network. They are way too big, they are way too important, and they got way too big of a brand to be sullied by one individual, or allowing one individual to sink their brand down. And CNN does this, ESPN does this, where they're so big, they're too big for one individual to be bigger than them. And like I said, CNN, ESPN, uh, they rather get rid of you 6 months early than hold on to you 6 months late. And that's why these networks are so powerful. They have so much control. They have so much influence, and they control the narrative of anyone, any place, anything. They're too massive for one person to control them. And CNN also says we can replace Don Lemons and put someone else in that same time slot for way cheaper. And in the beginning, their ratings are probably not going to be to the roof like Don Lemons, but over a course of time, if we promote them right, if we set them up right, if we put them in the right place at the right time, eventually they're going to be our next success story, our next controversial speaker, whatever. And you're going to be on the ride long enough till the wheels fall off or they can't no longer use you no more. If you don't believe me, and if you think what I'm saying is poppycool, 2 words, Stacey Dash. Fox News used and abused Stacey Dash like a gas station, like a paper towel from a gas station. They used and abused her so much. And when I say use and abuse, I don't say not physically or mentally. They just used her name. They used her brand. They just used her face. And when they were done with her, they were done with her. They severed ties with her. Remember how popular Stacey Dash was with her outtakes and her comments and what she said about the Black community and things of that nature. Remember how Fox News was riding? They was like the ride and die. They were riding and dying with Stacey Dash. And then once Stacey Dash was no longer popular, once they uh, used every morsel out of Stacey Dash, they just threw her away in the trash. And have anyone heard of Stacey Dash, particularly when it comes to media, when it comes to politics? Stacey Dash podcast, Stacey Dash talking about politics. That career is over with. Now, Stacey Dash as an actress, the door's not closed on that. Stacey Dash, the model, Stacey Dash on social media, the door's not necessarily closed on that. But I feel like Stacey Dash is pretty much done. I'm done with social media. I think Stacey Dash in the entertainment world, I don't know. I think it's more so with the entertainment world than Stacey Dash. They're done with Stacey Dash. So Fox News just used and abused her, threw her out with the trash, and you know, Stacey Dash hasn't been back on television or on social media in a good long time. And the only time she's in the press world is for all the wrong reasons. I think the last time I heard of Stacey Dash, she got into it with her husband. I don't know if they're still married or not. I think he's a lawyer or something. They live in apartments. Just, you know, I mean, it's just, I wish the best for Stacey Dash. I don't wish bad on anybody, even my haters, even people that don't like me. I don't, sit, dwell, and put negativity on people, you know. So I wish nothing but the best for Stacey Dash. However, it is what it is with Stacey Dash. All right. But as far as Don Lemons go, uh, where he goes from here, I feel like Don Lemon's brand, I can see him doing a podcast. I can see another network picking up Don Lemons, like Headline News, for example. Or he can go to the extreme of the extreme and join Fox News. There's a lot of people that are thinking that he's going to Fox News. I can't confirm nor deny that. Or he can go the independent route and do his own thing. I think there's a huge fan base, similar to like Jason Whitlock, that will follow Don Lemons wherever he goes. And it's a very bizarre fan base where it's not bizarre on the fact that people that like Don Lemons is going to follow Don Lemons wherever he goes. But the people that hate Don Lemons, this is where it gets weird. They hate Don Lemons. They despise Don Lemons. They hate his views. They don't like nothing about Don Lemons. Those people are still going to follow him wherever he goes. And I say that is weird. All right. I look at content creators like radio stations. I'll change my dial to a radio station. If I don't like that radio station, I'm just going to find another radio station. I'm not going to program this radio station that I don't like and listen to this radio station every day and every night. A radio station that I can't stand. I'm going to program it, and now I'm listening to a radio station that I don't like. And that's a lot of people's makeup on social media, particularly content creators. A lot of you guys subscribe to content creators that you do not like. You don't like their views. You don't like them personally. You don't like them privately, but you subscribe and you are there at every live stream, at every video, at every programming note, at every message, at every tweet. You're there. If if that don't define the definition of fan, because fan is short for fanatic. There's a lot of fanatic people out there, a lot of crazy people out there that will follow somebody that they do not like. And for the life of me, when I started this YouTube channel, in the beginning, I didn't understand it. And as of right now, I still don't understand it. You guys, whatever floats your boat, whatever stirs the coffee in your head, that's fine. All right. No matter if you hate it or love it, you're gonna still be there. And that's what makes Jason Whitlock so important. Well, make Jason Whitlock so popular. That's the reason why Candace Owens is so popular. And I feel like Don Lemons is going to reap those rewards as well, why he is so iconic and popular. But it is what it is. If that's what people are into, that's what people are into. Okay. I'm going to take a quick minute break to tell you guys, please hit the subscription button, the notification bell, like this live stream. We want this live stream. We want this podcast. We want this YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm. If it ain't your guy, if you guys can't do that, I really appreciate if you guys can do that. Now, also in the comment section, get at me. in the comment section. The comment section is your guys' domain. All right. The comment section is for you guys. It's not necessarily for me. You guys just comment, of things that you like, things you didn't like, things you want to recommend. If you want to troll in the comment section, you can troll on the comment section. If you got a passionate comment, you know, the comment section is for you guys to comment at each other, not necessarily me. I read the comments. If there's some comments that I like, I heart them. But other than that, I just read the comments and I just go on with my day. Um, in the beginning of my YouTube career, I used to reply to every comment. And the reason why I was replying to every comment is to let that person know that their comment is very valuable to me. And try to shed light in things that I said. And that came off as you're just a hater, or it came off as I'm too thin skinned or whatever. But I learned, just like any other content provider on YouTube or on social media learns, that you can't please everybody. Allow everyone to display their comments and keep it pushing, keep it moving. All right. So we're going to move from the Don Lemon's topic. That was a short 25-minute topic, by the way. And we're going to get into some B news, Beyonce news. So Beyonce owes the IRS millions of dollars. All right. And before we get into it, I remember maybe 8 months ago, Chris Brown owed the IRS a lot of money. And that explains why you see a lot of these entertainers, these content creators, these actors, actresses, whatever. That's why you see them in more and more projects. I feel like with Tyrese, when Tyrese, owed the owed that crazy amount to his ex-wife. I've been slowly but seeing more and more content surrounding Tyrese. Of course, he's in Fast and Furious. I'm not talking about that. He's coming. He came out with a song. He's getting ready to promote an album. He's already on another movie. I think it's on a streaming service. That was in late December, early February, and he's doing more and more projects. And nothing wrong with doing projects or anything. It's just at an alarming rate to that individual. And same thing goes with Chris Brown. He's on tour. He's putting out songs. He's collaborating with a lot more people. He's promoting an album. He's just doing a lot more. And nothing wrong with doing a lot more, but when and you can look at their timeline. When you look at their timeline, they don't normally do this. All right. So what spurs someone to do more content? Well, it would not surprise me none after this judgment that the IRS has with Beyonce. Slowly but surely, you're going to see Beyonce do a lot more content. All right. Not to say that they're broke. All right. But there's a reason why rich people stay rich. Rich people just only do enough to support something that they passionately believe, or to pay off something like buying a studio, or buying a franchise, or buying a catalog, or in this case owing the IRS. Now, look, we're talking about Beyonce. Which, by the way, Beyonce is, I think she's still on tour. All right. Beyonce is married to Jay-Z. Both of them alone makes billions upon billions of dollars. A few million to Beyonce is like chicken feed. Now, I know someone, I forgot who said this in the live stream, well, she should go ask Jay-Z, he probably has that stuck in one of his old suits, okay? One of his old throwbacks. All right. He probably got that money stashed in the closet somewhere, no big dealio. But to me, Beyonce, and I don't know Beyonce publicly. I mean, I don't know Beyonce, but from what I gathered from, clips and things of that nature about Beyonce, she's independent and she wants to do things her way. And she comes off as an individual that if she owes a debt or she owes whatever, or she wants, or she believes in something, she wants to do it herself. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think women around the world should applaud a woman like that, a Beyonce, um, for having that type of motto, or having that type of moxie. A lot of women prefer that their husbands take care of their debts, and a lot of women out there are, would have a sugar daddy or create an OnlyFans or whatever. Okay, um, and allow the service or that sugar daddy to pay for their debts. I think that Beyonce should be applauded that she wants to do it. She wants to pay her own debt. She don't want to transfer her debt to someone else, and now you owe that someone else that same debt, and then you have to repay that debt. Either with money or being around someone that you don't like, or uploading content that you can't be prideful of, or whatever. Okay, you don't have to sell your soul, or sell your dignity, or sell your freedom, whatever, to get your debt paid. So I think Beyonce should be applauded. A lot of women should take this route. I mean, I'm not saying a lot of women don't take it, but I feel like Beyonce embodies what a real independent woman is all about. I hear a lot of women scream that they're independent when they're really not independent. I hear a lot of women scream that they're free, but they're really not free. Beyonce is the only person that like I said, I don't know Beyonce, but she don't scream out to the world that she's independent. She don't scream out to the world that she's free. You just know it. You either do or you don't. All right. Yeah, and that's the type of person I feel like Beyonce is. I don't think this is going to be a huge issue for Beyonce. A lot of people saying that she can't, she has to, you know, take it to court and whatnot. I don't think she's going to go that far with it. I think eventually she's going to pay the debt. I feel like um, that's what she owed for last year, and I think that she's going to pay it, and she probably already paid it. Okay, and it comes at a time where everybody's financial things are disclosed to the world. Now social media, now technology is more massive and more evolving. Stories like this, we wouldn't even hear about. And if we do hear about the story, it's like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Now, since everything's moving at a quick, fast pace, now social media and technology is evolving. Stories like this, we just hear about it instantly. So you can't hide these stories, no matter how many lawyers you have on the payroll or how much money you make. All right, but I remember Floyd Money Mayweather owing the IRS. A while. I mean, this was like 6 or 7 years ago, and at that time, Floyd Money Mayweather was making a lot of money, and then people insinuated that he's broke. That's the reason why he's doing this. That's the reason why he's doing that. You know, Floyd Money Mayweather is a billionaire. All right. Beyonce and Jay-Z are billionaires. So this is just, what she owed at the end of the year, which, is not a lot of money. It's a lot of money to me, but it's not a lot of money to Beyonce. I don't think Beyonce is going to have a problem paying this money. People are trying to paraphrase that Beyonce's broke and this, that, and the third. I just think that's a joke if you believe that. People are going to the people are just lying so much, talking about Beyonce got audited and this, that, and the third. I mean, just people just got a lot of time on their hands. People that don't like Beyonce, or they're taking this story of Beyonce to make money on social media and add little lies and things of that nature. Beyonce is going to be all right, folks. She already paid for it and she's moving on. She's not even losing a wink of sleep about this. All right. So I just think this is much to do about nothing. But I did want to talk about it and tell you guys about it. And I'm just gonna move on to the next topic. And the next topic we're gonna be talking about in a few seconds, seconds, not sex, but seconds, sex. God dang, I still said sex. Anyway, we're about to in a few, like 5 seconds, we're gonna talk about Tasha K versus Cardi B. Now, I wanted to talk about this. I was gonna do a video about this, and didn't have time to do a video about this and talk to you guys about some more news concerning about Cardi B and Tasha K. Now, for those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain a quick recap. Tasha K said some lot of controversial, untrue things about Cardi B. Cardi B's legal team, as well as Cardi B, issued a statement to Tasha K, a cease and desist to no longer promote lies and deframe. Disrespecting Cardi B. Okay, I forgot the terminology I wanted to say, but nevertheless, I digress. All right, so they gave her 3 cease and desist orders. Tasha K didn't follow none of them, and Tasha K thought that, like the other celebrities that she bash and lie about and talk about their business and put their business out on Front Street. She thought that Cardi B was just blowing smoke up her dress, and she's just going to fall in line like the other celebrities and say, well, there's nothing we can do. There's no sense dwelling on it. All I'm doing is promoting her platform, promoting herself. And now she's going to make even more money off the lies. I'm just going to let it go and just let her do her, and I'm going to do me. Well, Cardi B said enough was enough, took her to court. Tasha K still at that time felt like this wasn't going to go anywhere, and they went to, I think the court proceedings were in Georgia. Cardi B won. Cardi B won a huge settlement to Tasha K. Tasha K has tried to delay this this settlement, and it tried to dismiss. Well, she first tried to dismiss the case. She tried to delay the settlement. She's been moving her money around. Now Cardi B is taking it to the next level, which is, and as far as getting your money from someone that you sue, particularly when you won a huge judgment from that individual, and particularly when you see how this individual is moving, and this individual is going on social media saying that they're going to Africa, they moved all their funds to Africa, and this, that, and the third, taking their funds out of the bank, this, that, and the third. Now Cardi B has hired a garnishment company, and they're trying to take Tasha K's home that's in Georgia, Tasha K's cars, anything Tasha K has that they can liquidate and get their money, that's what they're doing. They already tried to garnish her by going to her bank. I think she had a bank account at Chase Bank. She took everything out of there except I think $2,000 or whatnot, and she moved her money. Now she got her money hid, and a lot of people were saying that, which is the third wave of garnishing someone. A lot of people were telling me that it's going to be hard for Cardi B to garnish her YouTube checks, okay? Because she does not work for YouTube. She's hired as a contractor on YouTube. Therefore, YouTube is not her boss. Therefore, YouTube cannot, you know, allow them to garnish her money, her YouTube money. All right. From what a lot of people were telling me, I've done a lot of research on this. I can't make heads or tails on whether or not they can do this, but I can tell you this: in an article, Cardi B's garnishment team is not looking into it, but may perceive as garnishing her YouTube money. Now, like I said, a lot of people were telling me you can't take money, you can't take her YouTube money because she does not work for YouTube. She's uh she's categorized as a contractor. Anybody that's doing content on YouTube is an independent contractor. Okay. So that makes it a little bit difficult for them to garnish, you know, from what I read, it's going to make it difficult for Cardi B's legal team, her garnishment team, to garnish anything from as far as getting her YouTube money. All right. Now, a lot of people are estimating, you know, and I've heard some crazy amounts. Some people are saying that Tasha K makes roughly 6,000 to $10,000 a month just off of the YouTube AdSense. I've heard those two amounts, and I've heard another amount, and I'm not even gonna. I just don't think Tasha K is making that much money from the amount someone indicated in an article. If Tasha K was making that much money on YouTube, then there's no need for her to split her content up from YouTube and her app. Okay, now ever since the report came out that Cardi B garnishment team was going to well, not only look at it, but they're proceeding to garnish Tasha K's YouTube money. You seen Tasha K make a lot of public announcements in the past couple of weeks. Well, in the past 2 weeks, she done made like 3 PSAs. All right. And she talked about everything about moving even more content from her YouTube platform to her Tasha K app. And she's encouraging all of her subscribers from YouTube to follow her to her app. Now, in the beginning, it was kind of rough, uh, you know, as far as getting her subscribers, her YouTube subscribers, to subscribe to her on her app because it was kind of tedious and wasn't thought through. You had to you have to sign up through her website with your email. And then once you sign up through her website, then you're able to download the app, and then you're able to put in your credit card information, your information in general, and now you'll be able to watch those shows. All right. And a lot of people were in the beginning upset about how you had to do that, and a lot of people felt like that's just way too much, that you just doing way too much. You should just have the app available on Android or iOS devices. Now, I can't confirm whether or not it's well, I can't confirm this what I'm about to tell you. Someone told me that you can just simply just download the app if you have an Android phone. It's in the Google Play Store. I don't know if it's in the Google Play Store because I'm just not into Tasha K like that. But as far as iOS, you have to go to her website. You still have to put your email in, and once you put in your email in, and you're able to download the app. Now, someone also told me that you don't even have to register with your email. You can just go to the website and just download the app, similar to like OnlyFans. The OnlyFans app is not on any iOS on the Apple Play Store. So you have to go to your browser and download the OnlyFans app from there. Um, and that's pretty much similar to the Android side. It's on Android as well. You have to go to the website, download the app from there because you can't get the OnlyFans app through Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Okay, the iTunes Store, well, the Apple Store, whatever. I keep forgetting the terminology, and I have an iOS device. That's what makes it sad. This make this whole thing sad. All right. So yeah, uh, right now, that's the way you have to do it. And a lot of people, particularly her subscriber base, are complaining about the process as far as downloading the app. Okay. Now, I feel like that's all cap for YouTube subscribers. Because let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story, real fast, real quick. Because I remember, and a lot of people don't remember this, when YouTube was really on Lovely T's head and they would play with her videos where the ads would not play during her videos, or they would block her videos in certain countries. And I remember this like it was yesterday. Lovely T made a live stream saying that she's getting tired of YouTube because YouTube be tripping. All right. And she's saying that not a lot of her videos are being recommended on YouTube. It's not even they're not even promoting her videos or promoting her channels. They sort of blacklisted her channel, blacklisted her videos, and they took the ads off of certain videos, and she was very upset about it, which she should. As a content creator, you're highly upset if YouTube is blocking the ability where ads are not being played on your videos. Okay. So then she said, you know what? I'm going to Daily Motion. And she was encouraging all of her subscribers to follow her on Daily Motion. And you can ask her for yourself. And I'm pretty sure she has the video talking about this. You can just go on YouTube and just type it in, and you can just hear it from her own mouth. And she said she spent almost 6 months letting her fans know that she's going to Daily Motion. She's going to Daily Motion. She's going to put the bulk of her content on Daily Motion. All right. Which, hindsight being 2020, Daily Motion has been canceled. So in a way, it kind of played out the way it played out now, because now she's still on YouTube. But she said that she went to Daily Motion, she put some content on Daily Motion, but she noticed her views were low and her subscribers were low. Why? Because the majority of her subscribers on YouTube did not go or transition into Daily Motion. And I remember other content creators were complaining about their subscribers on YouTube. How come they don't follow them on Instagram? The majority of them don't follow them on Instagram. The majority of them don't follow them on Twitter. The majority of them don't follow them on Facebook, TikTok, whatever. All right? Twitch. How come they can't get the majority of their fans to follow them on other platforms? And I feel like with YouTube subscribers, they're pretty much set in their ways. All right. I'm not going to say that YouTube subscribers are lazy, but I will say uh, the general rule with YouTube subscribers go as follows. Um, they look at it as this. Either you continue to create the content that they thoroughly enjoy on YouTube, or they're going to move on. They're going to move on to the next content creator that's making that similar type of content. All right. So then you have to ask yourself, if you have a YouTube channel, are the majority of your subscribers subscribe to you because of the content that you cover or because of you? All right. So Lovely T learned a valuable, important lesson that we all learned as content creators. Uh, the viewer, your subscribers, your viewership on YouTube is not going to follow you on other platforms. All right. Because, like I said, I think the biggest reason is if you stop making content on your YouTube channel that they thoroughly enjoy and like, they're just going to find someone else that's going to, fill that void and make that type of content. Okay. There's exceptions to the rule. I feel like there are content creators that are thriving and flourishing on other platforms, and I feel like those are fans of that particular content creator, like Logan Paul. Logan Paul could be on Twitch. Logan Paul could be on YouTube. Logan Paul can be on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and still kill it with the subscribers and with the viewership. Okay, because of his fandom, because of him. That's why he can transition from boxing to MMA. You know, at one point, he wanted to be a pop singer. You know, a lot of people are enamored with Logan Paul as the individual, not the content creator. All right. So a lot of us as content creators understand that, yeah, it's hard to get those fans to transition from one platform to the other. All right. But there are exceptions to the rule that have no problem doing that. Okay. But that's what's going on with Tasha K with her app. I feel like the majority of the people that are subscribed to her on her YouTube channel are not going to transition to her app. Therefore, if I was Tasha K, I would make my app available for anyone and anybody to download on iOS or Android. And like I said, she's been letting us know that her best interviews, her best work, even her best live streams are going straight to her Tasha K app. And I feel like Tasha K is preparing for the worst. I think Tasha K is preparing for the worst news that they're going to reach a conclusion, and that garnishment firm is going to garnish her YouTube money from her ads being played on her YouTube channel. And I feel like Cardi B is going to get most of her money back that way. That's why Tasha K is trying to get everyone to join her app. Because if all of y'all, and she has like 1 million subscribers on YouTube, just imagine if all of them go to her app. Just think how much revenue she's going to generate from her app. And if everybody from YouTube is on her app, then there's no real need for her to put any new content or any live streams on her YouTube channel. But we're living in reality. I don't think she's going to get all of, I know for a fact she's not going to get all of her subscribers, the million plus subscribers on YouTube, to her app. I think she's going to get a portion. It would not surprise me if 10% of her audience or her subscribers have already went to her app. It would not surprise me if the number is 10%. I don't think it's more than 20%. I think it's 10%. It's a little bit more over 10%. I'm willing to go that far with it. It's not enough where, she can just quit YouTube. If you've been following Tasha K, she's been promoting a lot of her topics and a lot of her videos, not only on her app, but on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook and things of that nature. She's now catering to her Facebook audience. So she's preparing for a plan B. And I think her plan B is as follows. If Tasha K's legal team and her garnishment team do have the right to garnish her checks from YouTube, then she's just going to move her content to another platform. Similar to like EBT 445. Anyone remember that guy? That guy was messing around with underage girls, allegedly messing around with underage girls. Let's use the alleged thing. And ever since then, he's been banned from YouTube. He tried to create YouTube channels. They just continue to ban him. He's been banned everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, any platform, Twitch, any platform that he can generate money off of, he's been banned off of. I think he has a TikTok account. He's making a little money there, but he's missing a lot of opportunity and missing a lot of money when he had those two YouTube channels. All right. So I think that's what Tasha K is doing. She's just moving around different platforms. But I feel like her best work, her best interviews, her best live streams are going to be on her Tasha K app. Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to get her money from the Tasha K app. But if you look at Alex Jones owes a lot of money, millions upon millions of dollars, for Sandy Hook when he was calling it a hoax and all that stuff. And slowly but surely, he got banned from all social media sites. And so Alex Jones created a website, and he's making a lot of money. He's killing it on his website. And they're going after his money even on his own website. Now, he's been doing a lot of things to protect himself from this judgment, to protect his website. I think he done put his account in his wife's name. The website, I think, is in his wife's name, and they're suing Alex Jones. But if it's either that or he sold the website to his wife, whatever the case is, I think they got a wink situation where if the website is under her name and they can't go after her, they can only go after Alex Jones. Once he tries to reach a conclusion as far as maybe a settlement or a judgment with the people that he won, maybe they don't get all the money that was due to them, but if they can if he waits it out like 5 or 10 years down the road, maybe those people will say, you know what, I can't wait any longer, let's just try to get whatever we can get out of Alex Jones. And they're going after him. So he's been a lot of his stuff that he's done bought over the course of time, his house, his boats, his cars, he has, signed it off to his relatives. So when they come garnishing him and telling him to sell his assets, he's going to say, well, I don't have any assets, That's my wife's car. That's my son's boat. That's my wife's business. That's so and so's home. So he's going that way, and I feel like Tasha K is doing the exact same thing, but on a technology level, a social media level, where she's moving her content around and getting money from them places long enough until she can't no longer make money over there. But eventually, she still owes the judgment, and eventually, I look at it like this: it's going to cost her more money and more time moving things around than to just simply just go ahead and just pay Cardi B, or pay an installment payment to Cardi B. Try to reach an agreement with her legal team and Cardi B, and say, okay, well, I'll pay this monthly instead of trying to pay it all at once. So it is what it is. I I said this on a bunch of videos and live streams, and a lot of people did not believe me. I told you guys, she's gonna have to fork over this money. All right, she can fork it over now, or she can fork it over later, but she's gonna fork over this money. All right. So yeah, that's all I got on the Tasha K angle and Cardi B. That's my update with that. And I uploaded a video yesterday about DJ Academics. Allegedly, his ex-girlfriend done exposed DJ Academics, saying that DJ Academics has to take medication because he has a disease. I'm not going to go as far as what type of disease he has. Allegedly, all this is allegedly. That he's a womanizer. He disrespects women. This, that, and the third. And I talked about it yesterday. And look, DJ Academics has to understand that, look, dude, those girls that uh, those toxic fast type girls, you're gonna have to move on, bro. I mean, uh, you're on a different stratosphere. You're on a different level. And I feel like a lot of these outbursts with a lot of these different girls is going to hurt your brand in the long run. Okay. Where companies are going to go, is there a possibility we can get sued by any of these women that have issues with DJ Academics? Is this going to hurt or affect our bottom line with our audience? If the majority of our audience is women, why are we trying to get DJ Academics? All right, now DJ Academics is signed an exclusive contract with Rumble. He's going to do live streams there as well. For some strange reason, his Rumble account got got you know scrubbed. Now, allegedly, they believe that the ex-girlfriend did that. I don't know if that to be true. They also talk about his Discord was turned off, was disbanded or something. Allegedly, they are blaming that on the girl as well. And that could be DJ Academics. Maybe DJ Academics turned off the Discord because he didn't want to see the messages and things of that nature. Now, I think it's back up again, but I can't confirm nor deny that. So that's what's going on with DJ Academics. Like I said, you guys can look at that full video. I uploaded it yesterday. So sit back and chill and watch that video. All right. Uh and that's it, guys. That's it. It's a wrap. Too early for this podcast is over. First and foremost, I like to say this. I should have said this in the beginning. And I might post a comment at the bottom. but I really do appreciate everyone that transitioned from me from Monday mornings to Saturday mornings. And like I said last week, this is going to be permanent. I don't think I'm going to move this any place else or any time else. Um, and it's really beneficial for me. One, I have more time, more freedom to do the podcast. Two, it gives me more topic to talk about versus talking about stuff that happened last week or in the weekend, waiting for something to materialize on the weekends that's new and fresh. I can just simply talk about the week, give you guys a the week there was update on topics that happened from Monday to right now. So I thought that was very beneficial for me to do that. I think that was a huge plus. Plus on Saturdays, I have more time and freedom to do it. But I really do appreciate everyone that came in for a few minutes, kicked it, listen to and watch some of this presentation, some of these jewels I dropped. Um, so yeah, and two, this is the first time in history that any of my podcasts, any of my live stream vocal podcasts has went over the 2 hour mark. Normally, this is really suited for my video game live streams where I do 4 hour live streams playing whatever game I'm playing. This is the first time in history on this platform that I went over the 2 hour mark. So I really do appreciate that. I forgot to bring my iPad because I had a bulk of information that I was going to release that I researched and I was going to talk about. But I still memorized a lot of the stuff that I was going to talk about. Plus, I had a pen and a pad. I did it. I did it the old school way. I wrote down all the topics and wrote down all the PowerPoints real quick, fast. I don't think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about, what I already had saved in my iPad, but I did get to the point to a lot of topics. I addressed it. I addressed a lot of these topics. So I really do appreciate everyone, holding on with me, trying to figure out when is a good time to do it. I still want to do it early in the mornings. That way, when you guys wake up, you can just listen to wherever you want to listen to. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to put a timestamp on a lot of these topics. Probably in the comment section. I definitely won't do it in the description below. Because I don't know 100% that's going to be the timestamp. I should have just wrote down the timestamp, but you know what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I really do appreciate everyone that came by the live stream, and I really do appreciate everyone that's going to check out the re-air of this, and you guys got a whole week to listen to this live stream from start to finish. Okay, I gave y'all 2 hours, 2 hours of entertainment. All right, so I really do appreciate everyone that came by. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, make sure it's select to all, like every video, like every video or every live stream. And let's just get this podcast, this YouTube channel, this live stream in the YouTube algorithm. All right. I really do appreciate y'all doing that for me. If you want to support me even more, you can hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. Real fast, real quick. I think tier 1, I'm going to highlight your comment and read your comment. As long as it's on, if you're a channel member, I think the second tier, I'm going to read anything that you comment on. I think the first tier, I'm going to still read your comment and highlight it, just like I'm going to highlight the on the second tier. But the first tier, it's got to be on the topic. The second tier, it could be about the topic or anything else. All right. So I think that's how I got it set up. And I really do. I really do want, like, I'm trying to reach 10 people to hit the join membership. Once I get 10, we're going to do live streams for the subscription audience. I don't know if I can do them daily, but I at least want to do 1 or 2 a week. All right. On top of the other things that I'm doing, and also check out the description below. I have links to all of my social media profiles. I have my Twitter, have Facebook, have Twitch. I have my other YouTube channels. Subscribe and enjoy. You will not be disappointed. I think I have my Facebook one. I mean, my Instagram and TikTok one in the description below. Support me there as well. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Another podcast episode in the book. I believe this is 38. I want to say this is 38 and maybe 37. Anywho, I really do appreciate you guys checking it out. I will be back better than ever next Saturday, as long as the power don't go out, as long as some extreme circumstances doesn't make my way. Next Saturday, I will be here next Saturday. Okay. So it's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from Ghost to Ghost. Feel free to check out the other previous videos I uploaded. I uploaded 3 videos this week. All right. So get familiar. Okay. I did 2 videos and today's live stream. All right. So, be on the lookout for I'm Chris Don 1 TV. Later on today, we're going to be talking about uh, Activision and Microsoft and Xbox and what I think about it moving forward. It'll be later on today. All right. So I'm up out of here. I will talk to you guys when I talk to you guys, which will be next Saturday. Another chapter is done in the book. Too early for this podcast. I'm up out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces, deuces, deuces.